A failure? Her words hung in the air like a smack to the face. I could feel my blood boiling, but I was not going to give her the last word. Bitter? I asked, leaning forward. You think I'm bitter because my life isn't going anywhere? Lauren, my life isn't going anywhere because I was too busy funding yours. My parents quickly sprang to her defense. That's inappropriate, my mother responded, her tone stern. You're her brother. It's your job to support her. My job? I repeated with a sour laugh. When did it become my job to work 2 jobs so she could live in luxury? When did it become my job to sacrifice my entire future so she could have hers handed to her on a silver platter? Lauren crossed her arms and rolled her eyes. Oh, there it is, she mumbled. The martyr routine. That was it. I was finished. You know what? Not her rent, not her tuition, nothing. The silence was terrible. Lauren's face turned pale, and for the first time, she appeared genuinely shocked. You can't do this? She exclaimed, her voice cracking. How am I supposed to live? Figure it out, I remarked as I grabbed my jacket. I've been doing it for years. Maybe it's time for you to learn. I left the dinner feeling angry and relieved. For the first time, I stood up for myself. But I knew the consequences were coming. It didn't take very long. The next morning, my phone was inundated with texts and calls. Lauren came first. She began sending passive-aggressive messages. Thanks for ruining dinner. Hope you feel good about leaving your own sister out to dry. When I did not answer, the guilt trip started. You're really going to leave me like this? After all I've been through? I disregarded all messages. If she wanted to play the victim, she could do so without me. You need to talk to her. Lauren must have taken that chat as a wake-up call, since a few days later she showed up unannounced at my flat. She appeared unkempt and scared, a far cry from the confident, entitled lady I was accustomed to seeing. You can't just cut me off, she exclaimed as I opened the door. Yes, I can, I answered, leaning against the doorframe. Lauren stood there, moving her feet like a child caught in a lie. She was not used to hearing no from me or anyone else. You don't understand, she said, her voice increasing in desperation. If you don't help me, I'm going to lose my apartment. You're being cruel, she said, wiping away tears. You're supposed to help the family. That's what family does. No, I replied, my voice firm. Family supports each other. They don't take advantage of each other and call it love. And until you figure that out, don't bother coming back here. I shut the door, interrupting whatever apology she was about to give. Struggling? I scoffed. She's been living off my paycheck for years while acting like she's the queen of the world. Maybe it's time she learned what struggling actually looks like. Dad spoke up next, accusing me of being callous and ungrateful for everything they had done for me. This part had me laughing. Ungrateful? I asked. You're kidding, right? I've been funding Lauren's lifestyle while you two sat back and cheered her on like she was the next big thing. Hearing this only strengthened my determination to terminate ties. If my family wanted to encourage her behavior, it was their decision. But I wasn't going to keep exhausting myself for someone who couldn't even express fundamental gratitude.